controversial development in the recall efforts against New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell. According to NOLA.com, the judge who signed off on the deal to lower the signature threshold for the recall campaign appears to have also signed the petition herself. So NOLA.com is the only media outlet to receive a list of signatures through a lawsuit. And ever since the news broke today, many are questioning the judge's decision. WDSU reporter Courtney Williams is live in the studio with how legal and political analysts are weighing in today's developments. Courtney?
That's right, Sela. I spent the evening talking to several experts, and while they say there's nothing in the Judicial Code of Conduct that says a judge cannot sign a petition, some do question whether there's a conflict of interest.
It's a real surprise that a judge would not have taken more care and just recused herself.
Rosalind Cook, a political science professor, says she feels Judge Jennifer Medley should have been transparent from the beginning if she signed the petition to recall Mayor Cantrell, as reported by NOLA.com.
Certainly, the judge signing the recall petition, she should have announced that she did so, and it does indicate that there is some sort of conflict of interest.
Political analyst Dr. Ed Chervenek agrees, but feels as a voting citizen she has every right to exercise her democracy and sign the petition.
Whether she needed to recuse herself is another question, because there's nothing in state law that says that she had to, but she certainly should have announced that she had participated in the recall.
The controversy surrounds the fact that Judge Jennifer Medley approved a deal in the court fight that reduced the number of signatures required for the recall, lowering the threshold from just under 50,000 signatures down to just 45,000. A law expert tells WDSU this is not a clear case because in the Code of Civil Procedure, where conflicts are listed, there is nothing that refers specifically to signing recalls.
It does give cause to the mayor's supporters that she is biased and that she made rulings in favor of the recall campaign. And so this calls into question, her decision to agree to the consent agreement between the Secretary of State and the recall campaign.
So if the state verifies Judge Medley did in fact sign the petition, Cook and Chervenek feel she could face criticism come time for re-election.
And of course, in Louisiana, our judges are elected. So oftentimes people, elected officials, are concerned about re-election. And I don't think this will set well with most voters.
Now, we did reach out to recall organizers for comment, but they were unavailable tonight to give one. Sela.
Yeah. Interesting insights everywhere. And Courtney, I know that you also reached out to the legal team for Mayor LaToya Cantrell's campaign. What was their response to today's development?
Well, Sela, her campaign lawyer, Marone Floyd, says they have not seen the proof of Judge Medley's signature on the recall petition and, quote, if the story is indeed accurate and true, we find it very disturbing that there wasn't full disclosure immediately when the case was allotted to her section. The recall process is rarely invoked because a smaller segment of the electorate is attempting to reverse the vote of the majority. The recall process is always continuous. Now, Floyd ended the comments saying it's important there is full disclosure to maintain confidence of the voting public. So,
all right, lots of new developments today. Courtney, thank you so much for reporting live in the studio for us. Appreciate you. And so today we did